The repair shop smelled of engine oil, sweat, and stubborn determination. Grease-stained hands moved with precision under the hood of an old Toyota, and sparks of metal glistened in the fluorescent light. That's where Lena spent most of her days fixing cars, earning respect one tightened bolt at a time. She was 24, with sharp brown eyes and arms toned not from a gym, but from lifting gearboxes and rotating tires. People in town didn't call her by name, they simply referred to her as the female mechanic. She never minded the title. What she minded was the sneers, the underestimation, and the mockery she often faced in a world where few believed a woman belonged among grease, steel, and roaring engines. Every day, she proved them wrong quietly, through hard work. But one afternoon, proving herself wouldn't be so quiet. It happened when a group of martial arts students, led by their proud instructor, a black belt named Ryan, decided to bring their cars for service. Ryan was tall, broad-shouldered, and had the kind of charisma that made his students admire everything he did. He wasn't a bad man, but he had a streak of arrogance. He had never seen Lena before, and when she stepped out of the garage wiping oil off her hands, he chuckled to his students. "That's the mechanic," he said loudly. "Looks more like she should be serving coffee than fixing engines." His students laughed uneasily. Lena's jaw tightened, but she said nothing. She just nodded, asking for the keys to the car. But Ryan wasn't finished. Maybe he thought he was being funny, maybe he wanted to show off, but what he said next would change everything. "Tell you what," he smirked, rolling his shoulders like a fighter about to step into the ring, "why don't you spar me? Just for fun. I'll go easy. Unless you're scared." The garage fell silent. His students laughed again, but more awkwardly this time. Everyone expected Lena to blush, to decline, to quietly go back to her tools. Instead, she slowly set the wrench down on the workbench, pulled off her gloves, and looked Ryan directly in the eyes. "Are you sure you want that?" she asked calmly. Her voice didn't waver. Ryan grinned wider. "Absolutely." What no one knew, not Ryan, not his students, not the customers waiting in the corner, was that Lena had a past she rarely spoke of. Long before she became a mechanic, she had trained for years in martial arts with her late father, who had been both a mechanic and a respected martial artist. He taught her discipline, technique, and humility. But after his sudden passing, she gave up formal training to take over the garage and support her family. The world forgot she was ever a fighter until now. The students cleared a small space. Ryan raised his fists, playfully bouncing on his toes. He expected Lena to flinch. He expected her to hesitate. But her first move made everyone freeze. In a single blur of motion, Lena stepped in, twisted his wrist with perfect precision, and swept his leg in one seamless movement. Before Ryan could even register what happened, he was on the ground, staring up at her as she stood tall, composed, and unshaken. The garage erupted with gasps. His students stood wide-eyed. Even the customers gaped in disbelief. Ryan blinked up at her, embarrassed, but more than that, humbled. She didn't smirk, didn't boast, didn't humiliate him further. She simply offered him a hand to help him up. "Never underestimate someone just because of how they look," she said softly. He hesitated, then took her hand. She pulled him up with steady strength. From that day on, the town saw Lena differently. She wasn't just the female mechanic. She was the fighter, the survivor, the one with steel in her spirit. But Lena's story didn't end with a single fight. Respect wasn't permanent, it had to be earned every day. There were still challenges. Some people still whispered that she had gotten lucky. Some customers still questioned her skills. Bills still piled up at home. Her younger brother still needed school fees, and the weight of responsibility often threatened to break her. But Lena carried herself with a quiet resilience. She worked long nights fixing engines, and on weekends, she returned to martial arts, training not for recognition, but for herself, to keep her father's memory alive. "Ryan?" He came back to the shop a week later. Not to challenge her, but to apologize and to ask if she would come teach his students. At first, Lena laughed, thinking he was joking. But Ryan was sincere. He admitted that he had been arrogant, and that his students needed to learn more than just fighting. They needed humility, respect, and the courage to look beyond appearances. Lena agreed. And soon, the same garage that once echoed with doubt became a place of training, growth, and transformation. Lena fixed cars by day, and by evening, she guided young students through lessons her father once gave her. Lessons not just of strength, but of character. She told them, your worth isn't in belts or titles. It's in how you carry yourself when people doubt you. It's in how you rise after life knocks you down. Her journey wasn't perfect. There were still struggles. But Lena had something no one could take away: respect, hard-earned, and rooted in who she was. And that moment, when her first move froze an entire garage, was just the beginning of her legacy. Closing message for narration. If this story inspired you, let us know in the comments what you think about Lena's journey. Have you ever been underestimated and proved everyone wrong? Share your story, we'd love to hear it. And don't forget to support our channel, Be Kind Always, for more powerful, emotional, and inspiring stories. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a story that might change the way you see the world. Because here, we believe one simple truth: kindness and courage can change everything.